So Andy's Shrimp Nachos is the dish that I made, and I got second place up at the Harpoon Grilling Championship. I wanted to kind of fool around and make it for a home version. You know, I wanted to test and test to make sure it was right. So what I was testing actually was the cooking apparatus, the Breville grill, and trying to figure out how I could best kind of replicate what I did in the field and or make it better. And what I was stuck on is actually what temperature to do it at. And I found a high heat, about 400 degrees, cooked it the fastest and gave the best result. This is how we make this nacho shrimp dish at home. I'm going to make a marinade and take a little bit of garlic, olive oil, chili flakes, lime zest, and fresh cilantro. I like to chop it up real small, but not super fine because I still want the flavors to come out. And I just take all this, mix it up, add a little bit of salt, fresh cracked black pepper, and our shrimp. Want to make sure everything gets coated. We're going to marinate this for about an hour to 3 hours in a refrigerator, and then we're going to make the salsa. To a salsa, generally everybody thinks tomatoes, so of course I'm going to add my tomatoes. For the sour, I add fresh lime juice, cilantro, kind of gives it an herbaceousness, kind of real garden fresh flavor to it. Onions, a little spice to them, a little crunchy. Olive oil's gonna give it a kind of a creamy and rich flavor. And then of course I have diced jalapenos here. I'm gonna add that right in there. And then a little bit of salt. Stir this up, and there we go. Fresh salsa. Now we're gonna make the cheese sauce. What we do is we take evaporated milk, toasted ground cumin, and jalapenos. We're gonna stir that for a second. Once it starts to get warm, we're gonna add our cheddar cheese. And then I like to use a sharp cheddar. All we're gonna do is just melt this. Once the cheese is fully incorporated, that looks like a nice, cheesy, creamy sauce. There we go. We're done. I have these potato skins that I've baked them, so I can just easily put a fork into them, let them cool, and scooped out the potatoes. And I'm gonna fry them at a 350 degree fryer, just like so, until they're about golden brown. It's gonna take about 3 to 4 minutes. I'm gonna take them out. Be careful of the hot oil. I use a pair of tongs, probably best. And I put them on a drying platter. You can see they're golden brown. And now we're gonna cook the shrimp. I have it at 400 degrees here. Since they're already marinated, they have a little bit of oil on them, so we don't need to put any more oil. Just gonna spread them out evenly. Close it up, set my timer. We're at about 1.5 minutes now. And I'm gonna look at these, feel them nice and firm, not translucent anymore. They're done. And now I'm gonna get ready to plate this. Starting with my hot cheese sauce. Spoon in probably about 2 tablespoons worth, just in the bottom. Just gonna put these guys kind of on like this. People eat with their eyes, so trying to make it a little bit pretty. And what I'm doing when we talk about that perfect bite, I want to dip into the cheese just a little bit, so when someone picks it up, they're like, wow, I really want another bite. I'm gonna take a little bit more cheese sauce. If you think about it, you know, shrimp are rich, the cheese is rich, the potatoes rich. So I wanted to kind of give it a little lightness or a little, what we'd say a high note, a little acid. So that's what the salsa does. Kind of gives it a nice kind of freshness to it. Put a little bit on each. Put a little bit of bacon on there. Scallions. And here we go, Andy's Nacho Shrimp.